Hi, everyone. This is Hannah Hanley, and I'm joined by Nate Gana. We both work in the spirits industry, and this is Caviar and Chips, our podcast dedicated to the industry, what's going on in our lives, and more. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caviar and Chips. Today we have Dawn Davies, Master of Wine, head buyer at the Whisky Exchange, chair of judging for the International Wine and Spirits Competition, and Drinks Business Woman of the Year for 2025. Dawn, welcome to Caviar and Chips.
You forgot one thing, Hannah.
What did I forget?
You forgot to add Torturer of Nate Gana.
He actually is... Let's fucking go.
I can't wait. Best 45
You invited me,
minutes of my
guys.
life coming.
This is literally just us hanging out, Dawn. Like, it's always... And Nate making fun of me for not being able to say anything, which you already know. I had to tell him the story about Dr. Bill and Glenn Morangi. I still can't say it.
She was like, so
oh, no,
don't
do it
Bill
again.
From Glenn Morangi. And I was like, Glenn Morangi?
Morangi?
And she's like, Morangi? I was like, why don't I do the introductions next time?
I was like, from now on, you do all of the introductions.
Yeah.
Davies.
From now on. Oh, God. Wait, hold on. Time out. Hannah, you said Drinks Woman of the Year 2025?
It's because you're not paying enough attention to my
I did not know that. Wow. That's amazing.
He saw the bruise.
I pay a lot of attention. We are getting, okay, honestly, Dawn, the whole goal here is to be sponsored by Rosetta Stone. And so they can help Hannah learn English.
Is Rosetta Stone still a thing? I think everyone's using Duolingo now.
Yeah, I think you need Duolingo now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Nate's got like the CD that goes into his computer of Rosetta Stone.
Floppy disk.
Oh.
Well, I put the floppy disk into the elevator, and the elevator shut down.
God, please.
With me in it, so I can't figure out what's going on.
One of my favorite stories about you. So I think there's two stories I'd like to cover today. One is IWSC judging, because that was also quite entertaining. But the elevator story is by far and away, I mean, I've had a lot of mileage out of that story. So Nate, can you tell us about the elevator and do you have any like repercussions from that moment now?
First of all, apart from the trauma that I incur daily, yes, I do have repercussions. Second, I would like to give a shout out to the Sheraton Grand Park Lane in London for being a very
was that after you
host.
slagged them off for leaving you in the elevator for like
apocalyptic
a few minutes?
It was 57 minutes, Dawn.
An hour.
57 minutes. Noted.
There's an hour.
Noted.
At 2 a.m. Sober.
I'm going to question
and the weirdest thing
word
was
sober because I had been with you.
No. I didn't drink that night. This is what's strange.
You'd been with me.
No. That was the night prior. That it happened.
I thought it was the night you'd been out with me.
No. Because the night we were out with you, we had to put you in a cab because you were not sober whatsoever.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound.
It was
like there's a lot of stuff I'll believe, but I know I can outdrink you by
Hold on. I'm not arguing that you can outdrink me, and no one's arguing that. I'm just saying we were being good friends by putting you in a cab. All I'm saying is it was night 2. I was sober, but here's the worst part. The number of comments that I got about establishing a pee corner in the elevator has to be the wildest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's actually followed you.
I didn't know it was a thing.
So it's followed you because like when I've gotten in elevators with people that know you, they're like, have you established your pee corner?
That was Ryan the whole time we were in Kentucky. Was like, pee corner. We only got in like one elevator with him, but
Fucking Ryan.
And it was in the very old building in Bardstown. I was like,
oh, that's right.
Break.
Oh my God,
I have
Brian said
Ryan.
video
he's
footage from that
Brian
night.
Oh,
said
I think
he's
I posted it for you. You know, I've actually held back some video footage from inside elevators just so I can keep torturing you with them.
oh God. There's so many elevators. I think I'm never gonna live that down for the rest of eternity.
No,
Hold
you
on. I'm
know.
taking a picture of all of us right now. Oh God.
I wish I had a bottle of Glenmorangie.
God help us.
I wish I had a bottle of Duolingo that I could throw on you every time you said something wrong
You
and
need
be out of
Hold
like
on.
bounds.
a little thing that flashes every
I'm
time she
doing the best
mispronounces
I
something.
can. And I just need to, I just need it
Okay,
needed to
pronounce for me LEDAIG.
Oh no, don't do it. No, don't do it.
LEDAID.
AIG.
Oh no, no. AIG. Don't do it.
Ledag? Ledag?
Perfect.
Ledag?
Perfectly correct.
There we go.
Done.
Yes.
What
Absolutely
is it?
spot on.
Let's check.
It's Ledeg.
Lecheg? Why is the D a C? Lecheg?
We should do a whole
Oh
episode
gosh.
just on
We need to do an
pronunciation.
Give me a few
episode
more.
on Hannah
Hit me
and
with another one.
pronunciation.
McAllen. I can say
Okay.
McAllen.
No one wants to say McAllen.
You guys are like, it's pronounced
Nobody
McAllen.
wants to say McAllen.
It's pronounced McAllen.
Let me think here. No, I don't want to do that one.
I have a lot of practice saying
Ooh,
Lefroy.
I was thinking of
so...
CLYNE
Wait,
That's
C-L-
easy.
LISH.
CLYNE.
LISH.
Oh no.
That's easy.
Blindlich? Blindlich?
Oh my god! Now you've used the
Kleinlich?
principles of let's check for Kleinlich.
Kleinlich? Is there like a Scottish alphabet I should be aware of?
Maybe just the distillery names.
Maker's Mark.
Oh God.
Well done.
Maker's Mark.
Well done.
Bourbon.
Bardstown Bourbon
Right.
Company.
And I've got actually have a cask from Bardstown, hopefully arriving very, very soon. So that's quite exciting.
I saw that you got the Mizunara cask.
I did have a taste of the Mizunara cask, but I've got an 8-year-old Bardstown, which is one of the oldest ones they released. So
Wow.
I'm really excited for that. It is effing delicious.
Did you ask Dan to play his French horn to
Wow.
it just to make sure? Like, just to
Did I what?
ask Dan to play his French horn to
Oh
the
my
barrel?
god! I'm like, I saw that the other day. I was like, and then I thought, no comment.
I love it.
You didn't know?
I didn't really.
Oh,
He
he's
played the French horn to the barrels, but to be fair, in a lot of wine, like chateaus and stuff, they play to the barrels, and there's one dude that plays the grapes that I know of. So hey, just got to go out and play to the grain.
All right.
You know
I
what?
do have a question for John. This is not just us chit-chatting. Well, it is, but can you...
I mean, it kind of is.
I think that most of our audience is in the U.S. Can you give an umbrella of what the Whisky Exchange is? Because I don't think that a lot of people in the
Yes.
U.S. have a full understanding of, number one, the scale, number two,
How
the
large it
quality, and number
Mhm.
three, like what that is for outside of the U.S.
So for me, the Whisky Exchange is one of the best retailers of spirits in the world. Yes, whiskey by name, whiskey by nature, but we have over 15,000 different products. And we have a huge collection of old and rare, for example. We have an amazing selection of exclusive products. And we do probably 60% of that, 70% of that's going to be whiskey, but then we also do an incredible range of rums, tequilas, wine, champagne. Basically, if it's good to drink, we sell it. And so not only that, we have a load of shows. So we have 5 shows. So we have Whiskey Show, which is our massive, one of the top whiskey shows in the world. We have a cognac show, which is the only cognac show in the world. We have a rum show, which is fantastic.
Wow.
No flavored products, just kind of what we call not pure rums, but rums that aren't flavored or spiced. We have a tequila mezcal show, which we launched this year. And we also launched a Welcome to Whiskey show to try and bring the next generation of whiskey lovers in. So, and we have, it's brilliant actually. We have a lot of US guests that come over for the shows as well, which we're really thankful for. We have a fantastic American consumer that shops with us and works with us. We also have a whiskey auction. We also service the on trade because in the UK you can do on and off trade. We don't have the 3-tier system. So we're pretty much basically, we have a theory that the more you know, the better you drink. So
It would be easier to list what you don't
yeah,
do than what you
probably.
do.
We don't like
Wild.
soft drinks. Yeah, we don't love non-alcs. We have a few, but not many.
Let me ask you something because you say that. How's RTDs doing for you?
I mean,
Are they,
RTDs
are
in
they
the
doing well?
UK, they're there, but they're not as popular as kind of people making their own drinks and things. I think it's especially things like seltzers is not a thing in the UK. It's more kind of RTD cocktails that are doing well, and kind of more mixers. Seltzers definitely. They tried to break through into the UK market, but we like our liquor hard. Um, so
Thank God. So many of these kids nowadays in America aren't even drinking, and I start to finally see it change. But it's crazy to see the difference in the two economies. And I think just because there's no, you were going to clubs in London when you were like 14, right? Like there was
illegally, but yeah.
no real barrier. No, no, no. I mean, like really, like you can go into a club in like Greece when you're like 15, 16, and there's no issues with you being of whatever age. It's never been conditioned that you're going to be drinking and getting hammered. No one really thought that way. Whereas in North America, it's happened a lot where it's just like, oh, they're going to drink to get drunk. And I think that's probably conditioned your palates and also your understanding of alcohol much better than ours has,
I think
you
definitely in
know?
Europe that's the case because I mean I grew up in places like Rome, and I was always, my father and my parents always encouraged me to have a little kind of wine with water with food even when I was really young, because they were like, we want you to understand that alcohol is something that is to be enjoyed with food or to be understood and learnt about, and not something that you're going to get to whatever age and go crazy because you've never drunk it and it seems like something that's out of reach. And I think that the UK, I mean, probably a bit more like America. I always say in America, in the UK, we love to drink. We don't learn how to taste. So a little bit similar, but I think also because we can drink at 18 as opposed to 21, like I think there's probably, you get to a point of understanding a little bit quicker. We also have a lot of access to a lot of different education and a lot of shows and tastings and things on drink, and we're really unbrand kind of loyal. We kind of look around and we taste a lot of things, and that's the new generation coming through, which is great for us. I think we have a really open consumer is probably the best way of putting it.
When you think about what
Yeah.
is popular and the popular demand versus like a lesser known, but for you, a super high quality, how do you decide what to bring in?
For me, liquid. We only so anything we import is about what we love and that we really stand behind. So anything we do is an exclusive bottling. I mean, I tell you, I probably piss off more distillers than anyone else on the planet because I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not happy with that, Lefroy. Can you send me another cask? They're like, we've sent you like 20 casks, Dawn.
Do me a favor. Tell me your honest opinion of Macallan, please.
Oh, you want my honest opinion? I think Macallan was an incredibly great liquid. If you looked at the 80s and the 90s, Macallan's absolutely delicious liquids. They had a real history and provenance of beautiful, rich sherry finished whiskies or aged whiskies, not even finished. I think the problem is today is they've taken the piss out of their consumer. They've taken the piss out of the liquid they're producing. They have ripped off their customer, And I genuinely do not stand by what Macallan's doing right now. I think they've also them tearing down their old distillery. That they're tearing down history. You look at America, you look at people like Buffalo Trace, they're preserving that history. And and I think Macallan, they want to go direct to customers. They want everything their way, and I think in the market that they were in, that was doable because it was a very different market. People weren't drinking Macallan. No one. If you go to half your friends and say, "What does Macallan taste like?" they'll be like, because they've kept it to flip it, and Macallan created this flipping culture. And I genuinely think every dog has its day, and Macallan's starting to learn the harsh truth about the most important thing a brand could do is take care of its customer, respect its customer, and give them something that's great, that's value for money, and that's not taking the piss out of them. That's what I think about Macallan, and I don't give a toss who knows it.
I love that. I'm gonna make that into a TikTok. Nate, wasn't the first bottle you flipped a Macallan bottle?
I have never flipped a bottle in my life. Are you talking about Nate?
Yeah, I'm talking about Nate.
Oh,
Nate, the
yeah.
first bottle, the reason Nate got
Yeah.
into the alcohol influencing space was flipping a bottle of Macallan, right?
Well, Don, you're not like wrong in this, in the sense of like there's a difference obviously because of who we are now, but like the weirdest part was the Chinese were drinking it in a way that you and I wouldn't drink it either. Like this guy bought a bottle from me that was 1,200 that I paid 100 for 10 years prior, and I was like, wow, that's incredible that they would spend that. But then these guys played poker with it
Yeah.
and would shoot it every
Kampai.
time they lost a hand. Literally, kampai. And I was thinking to myself, there's the one hand of I wasn't even keeping it to keep it for money. At the time I didn't know the market. I just had it. And then I was thinking to myself, I've seen so many people drink this and really enjoy it. And then this culture of coming in and buying and spending more to show off was actually what they were doing. And at least it was being consumed. I could genuinely say at least it was being consumed.
Yeah.
Like now you have Macallan coming out with these bottles were limited edition 1 million bottles,
Yeah.
for $600,000 a bottle. And get yours while it's hot today, like the McDonald's Happy Meal, and it's just an atrocity.
And I
But
agree. And old Macallan, if you taste old Macallan, it's absolutely delicious. Like we're doing a masterclass at Whisky Show, and we're comparing 18-year-old today, 18-year-old independent bottler, and an 18-year-old old bottling. And there is good liquid. It's just I think they really, really just they haven't respected the consumer, and I think that's very sad. And I don't think in this era we can do that anymore because people have knowledge, they want to understand and they don't want to be ripped off.
True.
No, absolutely, and they're wise to that now.
Yeah.
They're truly wise to that. So, do you have Macallan products in Whisky Exchange?
Yeah, 100%. Because I have, like if I could just buy what I loved and I really believe that we would have a lot less products. Because you have to, as a buyer, not only are you buying things that you really, really believe in, you're also buying what your consumer wants. And that's hugely important as well. I have to respect my consumer and what they're asking of me. Now, am I buying as much as I used to? Nope, not at all. And the volumes have gone down incredibly, and and I think it's a telling. There's so many great big rich sherry beasts out there. You have things like Glengoyne, you have things like the Farkless, you have things like Gondronic. There's so much more out there, and there's so many world whiskey right now on fire. Like your world is so much wider now as a consumer, and that's fantastic, but harder for the brands.
Yeah.
If you were going to order a martini, how would you order it?
Oh, I had an absolutely fantastic dirty martini the other day, and I don't normally have dirty martinis. I might have like an olive in it. I would do vodka because gin. After the gin boom, gin is my nemesis.
Why?
But I got offered over the gin boom, which in the UK is now gone. I reckon I was seeing 100 gins a week.
No way.
Yeah, and a lot of them were absolute utter shite. So it's so late here that they're
They're
cleaning the
doing the
building.
floors. So would it be, so you're saying you would order a Tito's dirty martini, porn star dirty.
I weirdly would not order Tito's. I'd order Conic's Tail
What?
vodka. Conic's Tail vodka, which is a spelt grain vodka, which is absolutely delicious.
I've never heard of
And
it.
really creamy and rich. It's beautiful. They do. I think he does sell into the States quite. He's quite a small producer. But I just love vodka with texture if I'm going to drink a vodka. And yeah, a little bit of vermouth and an olive. There you go. That'd be my martini. And it has to be made by someone I love because I can't make cocktails to save my fucking life.
But you can pour straight.
Yeah, I can pour. I'm very good at opening wine bottles.
Nate, I'm asking about the dirty martini because she was giving me a lot of shit when we were in Kentucky about my dirty martini.
It was the worst dirty martini. The guy shook the shit out of this poor thing. It was basically like ice particles. It was so dilute. I don't even know if you could taste that there was vodka what was there at some point.
The
And
best
then
part was it then
complete
so
olive
like
brine.
3 of us ordered different, like at different points, and they came in different glasses and they were different colors. Like
And completely different styles. One was actually very good.
yeah, it was good. Dawn also at that dinner ordered wine, and Ryan was giving me so much shit because I was like, I don't want to drink Riesling. And she's like, just trust me. And he's like, you're arguing with a master of wine. And I was like, I'm sorry. I don't usually like Riesling. And it was
Did
San
you like it?
Michelle. It was, I mean, I've had it many, it's San Michelle. It, in that case, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I was limited on the wine choice. We did do bone marrow
Yeah,
louches
fair.
with the wine, or did we do it with the whiskey? I can't remember.
No, we did it with the whiskey. With Dr. Bill's whiskey.
And like I made Dr. Bill do a bone marrow louche. So Dr. Bill, what's Dr. Bill's title?
That would be
Hannah?
the
I would
most
love
wild
if you
thing
could
that
tell
Dr.
me
Bill has ever done.
Dr. Bill's title, Dawn, because I just am more confident in the way that you present him than I do.
Maybe the master blender for Glenmo?
Glenmorangie.
Oh no!
Can someone just tell me how to say it?
Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie.
There you go. There you go.
To be fair, even I messed up.
You got this.
So just call it Glenmo.
Glenmo.
You know, he said it. He said you put the orange in Glenmorangie.
That's a good way of remembering it.
There you go.
I'm going to give you that. I don't give you much, but I'll give you that.
You said that to me, and
you don't give me much.
But you said that to me the first time, and I was like Glenmorangie, and then you were like, "You're saying it wrong." Glenmorangie.
No, because you said Glenmorangie and it was French, and I was like, "Where the fuck did the French come from?" I did not give you Glenmorangie. Trust me, I would have given you your flowers if you said Glenmorangie, but you said Glenmorangie. I was like, okay, it's a part of the Hermé family.
Hermé. Crepe.
Oh my God.
Croissant.
Why don't Brits like tequila?
Well, that is now a falsehood because actually tequila is one of our fastest growing categories in the UK.
It is growing. Okay, finally.
I think you've got to look at it in this way. You know, where a lot of drinks culture comes from is what people know and their communities around them. You look at America, its proximity to Mexico. It's obvious the influence of Mexican culture into the US is huge. You know, you go into like so many places, and like I used to play basketball with this group of Mexicans when I was living in DC, and like it's such a big part of the culture of the US over there. Whereas in the UK, you know, the proximity to us is places like Scotland, France, Ireland. So your drinking culture, wine, you know, beer is a massive thing. So I think it's always where your kind of heritage starts, that you start your kind of drinking patterns. And I think the one thing is that the States has such a huge influence on British culture. There's a big influence in trends and kind of what comes through, be it food, be it drink. And it was only a matter of time, I reckon, before tequila kind of came through. But gin was kind of having its day in the UK first because, again, very, very British thing. We're still waiting for, maybe no one wants, but gin in the US is growing.
It
So
is, thanks to Ryan Reynolds.
God help us. So yeah, I think it's definitely it was about to have its day, and mezcal actually as well, which is great because mezcal's very interesting.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
I feel
And
like
there's some brilliant.
Great to see.
mezcal really was trending a few years ago in the US, and then it kind of like has dipped just because I think that there was this whole culture around like it specifically being for cocktails, and the mezcal cocktail like being so trendy, and then people trying it and being like, whoa, it's a little smoky, or like the way that it was being presented was probably not quite doing the mezcal service.
I would say I would say I agree with you wholeheartedly that mezcal's presentation is extremely off-brand in the sense of not many people understand how to market mezcal.
Mm-hmm.
They do a better job now of that than Isla does of Isla whiskey, but everybody knows Isla whiskey. And quite frankly, so many people, if you ever go into a conversation with someone that is a quote unquote whiskey fan or likes whiskey, they're like, oh, I don't like whiskey. And it's like, well, why? And the first reason they don't like it is because it's too smoky peaty.
And people say the same thing about
And
mezcal.
it's like,
whereas actually
right,
not all mezcals are
yeah.
peated and not all Isla's peated, and I think,
No,
or smoky, sorry,
no.
mezcal smoky and Isla peated. But I think also you've got to kind of
Right.
look back and think, well, mezcal, the production of mezcal is so much more fragmented. It's not done by big brands. It doesn't have the big budgets. It's more about locale. It's more about small producer. The price point's higher. There's, I think, a lot of barriers to mezcal. I always think about mezcal as the natural wine of the spirits world.
So true. Yeah.
If you're in
Ooh.
if you're in the know, or you're a little bit trendy, you drink a mezcal.
Yeah.
But whereas actually
Right.
the rest of the world is just drinking what's kind of simple in front of its head, and the flavors profiles in tequila are much simpler and much more easy to understand. And there's bigger budgets and bigger spend. So there's a lot of kind of other things I think that go into affecting mezcal's saleability, should we say?
Wow.
For a tequila brand, where
Yeah.
do you point people? Like someone who is kind of newer to tequila,
Yeah.
like what are you telling them they should buy?
Massive fan of Fortaleza, massive fan of Don Fulano. I think Tapatio is an entry point, Ocho is an entry point, all absolutely banging tequilas and really quality, really kind of, I like a bright, fresh, grassy tequila. I don't like a lot of tequilas with sweetness. So, like for me, actually, those kind of four brands are probably my kind of go-to if I'm going to say anything. And also a lot of kind of time for people like Thomas Estes, who sadly passed now, but who set up Ocho. He was the person that taught me tequila. So, I have a lot of brand loyalty to the guys.
I always point people towards Coralejo.
So cool.
I'm like,
Coralejo is a really lovely.
I feel like it's like a good price point where it's a more, I don't know, grassy.
Yeah. And Calle 23 is absolutely fantastic. Sophie de Beck is one of my favorite humans on the planet. She's an awesome force of nature. So
it's cool.
Yeah, she's super cool.
Wow.
Women in the industry, women in STEM. I didn't know you lived in DC. When was that?
Maryland, technically, but
okay.
I grew up my parents were there about 15 years.
Oh, wow. Like through high school?
Yeah, but I went to boarding school over in the UK. So I was in the US. Well, we were in New York first. So I was 5 years old when we moved to New York. And then we moved to DC when I was 10. Wow. And I went to boarding school when I was like 13, I think, off the top of my head.
What?
12, 13. So yeah.
What was boarding school like?
Really horrible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you tell that she's the rebel from boarding school?
Can I just say, I was head girl. Yeah.
I feel like she's actually a rule follower. Just
I do like a rule.
and she likes a schedule. She's on time. Yeah.
I am very punctual.
Very punctual. Yeah, true.
I'm just saying, I'm always late. You're always there on time, and I'm like, God, how did I miss you?
Honestly, like I think the best thing about this friendship Nate and I have is we couldn't be more different humans if we tried. I mean, genuinely. But he's like my brother, and I don't quite know how that's happened. I mean,
Literally,
when I first met
I
him,
don't either, but I love it.
The three of us are like
100%.
we're like seriously. The three of us are like triangles. Like we are like the points of a triangle. So different.
Yeah.
But
the craziest thing is that Dawn has literally stayed in this house in this bed.
I know,
which is even
not
funnier.
with Nate.
Not with Nate. Whoa,
pillow down the middle. All right, tell us the IWSC story, Dawn.
Yeah, let's tell that story, Nate, shall we? Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay.
So
thanks, Hannah.
Okay, and I'm gonna caveat this a bit and be nice to Nate just for 5 seconds, even though he just.
I love you.
So when Nate joined the IWSC, he basically started doing some tastings, and when you're judging, you have like 60 spirits in a day, which is a lot. And I look at all the scores and I see what's going on, and there was this one round, and I'm like, what the hell? No one gives 100 points. What the hell has this man given a whiskey 100 points for? Because he was also quite over enthusiastic with his scoring the entire day. So
I'm very Canadian with my scoring.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like, give those golds away.
I don't know. We have Reese, and she is also Canadian, runs the flavor camp.
I think that's the difference. She has a palate. We literally, I was like, Nate, where's this 100 points? Nate's like, this is the best whiskey of the day, man. So I taste it. I'm like, mm-mm. Anyway, so do you know what? I'm just going to teach this boy a lesson. So we do a benchmark comparison at the beginning of every day. So I told the team in the IWC to take that whiskey back and give it as the benchmark. And I go around the room and I'm like, so what's everything? Nate's like, out. It's terrible. Out. 72.
She said.
I was like, yup, Nate.
Oh, Christ, dude.
I don't think IWSC has ever given a 100-point score. So
No.
Oh God.
I literally was crying.
I'm absolutely howling. That morning was so good. I think I had a drink with you after that day just to howl about. She got me so good too. I was like, oh my fucking God. Yeah, that one was awesome. That made my day. Holy shit.
You guys have had some times. You guys have had some times together, huh?
Well, that's the problem when your sister is like your big sister in every way, shape, and form. She can just like remind you who's boss, and you're like, fuck, God damn it. Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. But that one was like unbelievable.
John, how many spirits and wines and like alcohols do you drink or do you taste a year?
Oh God, I wouldn't have a clue. I mean
more than 2,000. Yeah. More than
way more.
Easy.
Oh God.
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, I'm not tasting every day because a lot of what I do is very boring, and it's spreadsheets and it's strategy and it's offers and really dull stuff. But like when I'm doing tasting, it's a lot. So I probably kind of go through. At the moment, it's a bit less, but at the peak, I was going through probably about 100 products a week.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. What's the best thing you've ever tasted?
My favorite drink in the world is a rum from Haiti called Michel Sajou Clarin. So Clarin is the style of rum. It's a sugarcane juice-based rum from Haiti.
Wow.
So much so that I have named my cat after it. So one cat's Sajou, and then my other 2 kittens are Barley and Rye.
I saw Rye, which is so cute because we went to Peerless and they had Rye had just passed away, and I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." Little spillery kitties.
Sorry to hear that.
No, that was at Peerless. It was a while ago, Nate. Now Dawn has a kitten named Rye.
But your cat
No,
passed.
the one at Peerless.
Right?
Yeah. It's okay, Nate. If you're trying to multitask, you're really terrible at it, so stop texting.
I'm actually really terrible at it. Yes. Cats die all the time, right? We're good.
Yeah, every like 15 to 20 years.
Oh God. Well, it's funny because Emily texted me and she's like, "Who is making you laugh that hard?" Because she just came home. And so I was like, Dawn is our guest.
Yeah, and you came to London and didn't introduce me to Emily, which I'm not going to forgive you for a while.
Honestly, rude.
I have to tell you why.
I know, rude.
No. I have to tell you why. I can't keep up with you if I come to London. So I was like, I'm going to be a fucking mess if I come up with you in London. I'm going to be a disaster. So I was like, I like my sobriety.
Coffee?
Yeah, get a tea.
No, I promise you, I owe you that meeting. You will meet Emily. You will love her. I promise you, and that will happen the next time that you are here or we are there.
Okay,
I think Emily's going to be our next guest, and I'm going to not have Nate on.
Perfect.
She would love that. She would actually love that. Oh my God, that would make her day if she was your guest. You two would just shoot the shit for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, putting up with him all bloody day.
Oh,
I was like, I have tips.
It's a good thing you travel so much, so she doesn't have to deal with him all the time.
Thank God.
She's so sweet.
She gets her own time away from me. Oh my God.
Okay, Dawn, one of the things we talk about on the show is wellness in the industry, because it's something that is honestly, it's hard to balance. And we're talking about you tasting 5,200 spirits potentially a year, right? Or alcohol products, not necessarily just spirits. Obviously, you're amazing at choosing wines as well. But how do you think about wellness? Like, what does that look like for you?
Super important. I don't drink 3 times a week. Like, I have dry days. I think that's really important because, one, for sleep patterns, for general health, I eat really healthy. I eat 0 trash food. I eat out a lot, but you have to be careful what you're doing. Exercise 3 to 4 times a week. I'm hugely active just as a human, so
she's a zoomer. She's a zoom.
Yeah, you are very strong.
Zoom.
Yeah. And I think actually it's mental health. I'm super happy to admit, like, when I've had mental health problems, I've had to talk to a therapist, especially when my father was dying. It was really, really important for me. And it was over COVID. I was struggling with a lot of things, and I think we shouldn't be afraid to talk, and we shouldn't be afraid to have conversations around it. And actually, it's about education in alcohol. I don't drink to get drunk. I drink to enjoy with a meal. I drink to appreciate a spirit, and I think that's hugely important as well. Those conversations to teach the next generation that, yes, you cannot drink what your parents did, how your parents drank, but there is something hugely social about sitting down with a glass of wine or a great bottle of spirits and having a glass, because it's those social moments. We are social human beings, and we're losing socialization, because of the way we're reacting with people on Instagram and things like that, and we don't have conversations, and we don't see people. We're working from home more, and I think all of that is that mental health. It's that giving yourself a body a break from drink. It's eating right. It's a lot of liquid waters and things like that when you're drinking. So I think it's mindful drinking, I would say, more than anything else.
When I first met you, you told me that you were a bodybuilder in a past life.
Yes, in a past life. So for I was hugely sporty when I was a kid. So I played rugby for my university. I played tennis. Netball, which is the worst sport on the planet, but I played it for.
What is netball? I don't
It's
even know.
basically like a really pathetic version of basketball.
Oh.
And I was very confused when I first came to the UK, and I got very confused why they weren't bouncing the ball. So I just thought they were all being a bit stupid. So I bounced the ball, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "How am I meant to get down the court?"
You have to pass it?
Yeah, it's really boring. So I was really, really sporty. I went to university, and I did my degree in social anthropology, which has really done me well. You do not need a university degree, folks, to succeed in life, or a relevant one.
I'm glad you said
And
that because
yeah,
I
no,
feel like that
it's
is
really important.
for like our demographic, our age group, it was important to get a university college degree, but it's not anymore.
No, and also it's about working hard. Show somebody
Right.
you can work hard and you have passion for the job and you are willing to learn, and that goes
Mhm.
much further than someone that has a degree that doesn't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so my thesis was on Body Beautiful, which was about bodybuilding being almost like reverse anorexia.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty interesting. And actually, I mean, it's amazing how your body has muscle memory. It's
Yeah.
it's insane. Like I reckon it. I mean, it would take me a while because I've not done it for a long time. But I definitely feel if I do weights or anything, I'd pick up the strength quicker than I probably would do if I'd never done
How
it.
interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
bodybuilding and and whiskey and wine doesn't really work so well together.
If it fits your macros. What is the most British thing about you?
God, that's the first time I've been silent all day. Um, I actually wouldn't describe myself as British at all. I just don't think I particularly act British. To British people, I don't sound British.
What's the most
Uh,
American thing about you?
Probably I would say probably my forthrightness, my, get out and go. I'm very customer centric, which I think is an American trait. I always say I'm international. I would never say I was British. When people ask, I say, if they say, "What's your nationality?" I say I'm English, but I would say I'm international by thought and manner. And I don't think particularly. What do you think my most British trait is? I'm turning that back.
Your accent.
You're a dick.
That's an American trait.
The Whiskey Exchange sold in 2023. Uh, how has the transition been to Pernod Ricard for you and for the industry?
I think it's challenging. Anything where you go from a small family company into a big brand is never going to be easy. I do think they've been very good about just letting us get on with it. We're the specialists at what we do, and they've respected that. I think the hard thing has been like the compliance stuff, the forms, the politics. Like, that probably has been the most challenging. But I think that and also like losing Raj and Sukinda for us as a we were very much a family. That's been kind of part
Yep.
of who we are. But I keep saying, we may not have the same heads, but we definitely have the same hearts. And we're all about passion still. We're all about education. I would say we have some of the most knowledgeable people in the business when it comes to alcohol. I cannot think of another company that has the knowledge that we have under our roof about pretty much every type of alcohol. And that's not changed since they've left. And the passion we have hasn't changed. So I think it's not been easy, um, but I think they've respected who we are, which was really important along the way as well. So yeah, I think it's.
You manage a pretty big team, right? Of
I manage 79 people now.
Wow.
how do you think about
Wow.
mentorship and training and those types of things, especially through a transition period or things like that?
Hugely important. I think all my life I've had people that have mentored me. I came into this industry with no knowledge. Like, I just liked the taste, I liked flavor, and there was zero knowledge. And I've had incredible people stand by me throughout my career. People like Dave Broom, Ryan Chetty, you know, sommeliers like Nobuko Komura and Helene Hell and Angela Hartnett from a chef perspective. And when you have these incredible mentors in your life, you owe it back. It's so important to pay it back. So I spend time with my teams. I mentor for Drinks Trust. I mentor for Whiskey Me. I mentor for Drinks Exclusive. It's so important to kind of pay that respect and that gift that you were given back into the industry. And with my teams as well, like most of my teams kind of have come up through the business. So my number two, the buyer Assis, he was packing boxes when he started in this company, and I'm hugely proud of him. One of my other guys, who's the buyer
Wow.
for our single cast and stuff, he was working in the shops. I think it's so important to kind of have that, because that's where you get people that stay and have passion and want to learn. It's vital. If we don't have that, we don't have an industry.
Yeah.
So you touched on someone that I really truly love very dearly, Ryan. Um, yeah, your friendship with Ryan is extremely unique as well. He's just kind of transcended. I would say for me, he's definitely someone I look up to, even though we're the same age. I think what he's done is
I
just
thought you were much older than
phenomenal.
him, actually.
You're right. I'm 30, he's 21.
Sorry, you were saying, Nate?
Yeah, I have to say, getting to know Ryan Chetty like over the IWC judging in Kentucky
He's
was a true treat. Like he is really, really a special individual in terms of like his overall knowledge, sense of humor, ability to kind of like like transcend between different groups of people. It's really cool.
He's basically the opposite of Nate. I hear what you're saying.
Everyone who meets Nate loves Nate.
oh
Okay. I mean, Ryan is a superhuman. There's some people that I think really, actually, and I think possibly what you were trying to say before I totally ripped the shit out of you, was that Ryan's one of these people that has managed to connect with the consumer side of it and the industry side of it very, very, very well.
Yeah.
His knowledge is phenomenal. His creativity is phenomenal. He's one of the most humble people. For me, he's a
period.
perfect human, and I have an insane amount of time for him. In fact, I'm having lunch with him on Thursday. Him and Dave, we're doing our boys' luncheon club. So I'm spending a bit of time with him on Thursday,
Wow.
which is never going to be dull. Watch out for the blurry Instagram.
One goal in my life is to make Ryan Chet belly laugh. He laughs like a toddler.
Yeah,
Like his belly laugh is like, it's so good.
no, he's an incredible human being. I think the industry needs more of him.
100%.
And, to see Lion do
Yeah.
so well in DC was a really nice thing as
Yeah.
well, because it's not just big corporate companies coming in and doing their thing from America to Europe or from Europe to America and vice versa, but he's a small guy doing this amazingly big thing, and people love his bar in DC, and that's so cool. And I think he can take over the world if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Definitely. And
Yeah, love him.
his tales when he's doing his new TV thing, which my mind's blank
Yeah.
on what it's called. I keep on forgetting. I'm like, it's Tokyo Tales, but it's not Tokyo Tales. Flavor Tales. Amazing. If no one's seen
Yes.
it, go up on YouTube. I think it's on TV in America. I can't remember what channel. Sorry, Ryan. I'm being really bad at doing some promotion for you here, but he's just incredible. And I think a lot of bartenders and a lot of people in the industry could learn from his humility.
Currently, your top 5 whiskeys. It doesn't matter where they're from, whatever
Do
they
you know
are.
what? I really love just everyday drinking whiskey. I think there's something just beautiful about being able to pick up something and not necessarily think too hard about it. So Glenglasshouse Sandend, absolutely love that whiskey. I think Rachel
Wow.
Barry's doing an incredible job. I think it's just beautiful, peachy, tropical fruits. Also, in that kind of vein, Inch Moen from Loch Lomond, Inch Moen 12. Again, just a simple, easy drinking whiskey. I think it's absolutely fantastic. If I'm kind of doing something a bit more quirky, so anything that comes out of Dornoch Distillery, I genuinely love those boys. They're doing quirky stuff, and actually, I had a bottle of something they released when sort of one of their first releases, and it is just so good. Um, what else? I think I'd have to go for a PT number, so probably something. I mean, if I have no budget constraints, Old Bowmore. Not gonna say no to Old Bowmore, 1960s Bowmore. Won't say no to that, or sort of Longmorn 60s. And
What? How
possibly
much is that? What do you mean no budget? How much is that?
it's a little punchy.
A little bit up
A little
there,
bit up,
a little bit up.
1,000.
20.
20.
But old bottlings, not kind of old whiskies, but old bottlings. So bottlings that are kind of older.
Okay.
And I'm a
Yep.
massive fan of what's happening in world whiskey right now. So I would say if I had kind of my couple of classics, then I would definitely say Korea. There's some really exciting things coming out of Korea.
Really?
Kim Chang-so and Ki-won, two really interesting distilleries that are very, very young, but honestly, I think are going to be superstars.
Wow.
Kanosuke in Japan. We did a single cast with them, and it's going
Yeah.
mental. It's really, really cool. And I'm going to give a shout out to what's happening in American distilling as well. Do you know what? Absolutely blown away by what Maker's Mark are doing, especially with their
That new one
Star Hill Farm.
might be whiskey of the year.
So good.
There's a chance that's whiskey. Yeah.
So good.
There's a chance it's whiskey of the year. Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
And I think there's plenty of people doing some absolute. I think that's the thing. We're so spoiled for choice now, and I think the whiskey world's so much bigger than just Scotland or Ireland or France is doing some incredible things. Domaine Hook Glass. I'm trying to save a distillery at the moment in France called Maison Linetti, which is insane liquid, and they're not even ready to bottle yet. They've got one more year. If anyone's looking for investment, please contact me because these guys are insanely good. There's so much exciting things going on. The Nordics, New Zealand with Thompson's. Oh my God. Honestly. I don't know where to stop.
Wow.
That was much more than 5.
That was 9. So why don't you round it out with 10?
Yeah, you may as well at this point.
God, I mean, I can't think of it. Ireland, Boan Distillery in Ireland, or Blackwater. I think I'm all about drinking whiskey now. I think we need to go back to this concept of just getting great whiskey and drinking it. And, so I'm not going to say, whilst I could say all the top old whiskies that I've tasted in my life that have been absolutely mind-blowing, I actually want to just punt the stuff and champion the things that people can drink and anyone can afford, which I think is also key.
I'm going to send you that list to proofread before I print it because
please.
I can't wait to what Kim Chang-so is going to come out like.
Oh man.
Korean distilleries in Chimoet.
I mean, I didn't give her any easy ones.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay, well, I was with you at Maker's Mark, so I know about Star Hill.
I mean, we could do 2 as well. Let's see how you spell that one.
I don't want to.
Do you know what? Actually, if we could just have you kind of in the background when you're doing the thing, just having the words coming up, so like we can have entertainment as I say them.
Inchmoen.
Oh my God.
Door nut.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm
Dawn,
dying.
thank you so much for hanging out with us.
This is
Where can everyone find you on the internet?
So, of course, I'm on the internet. I'm Dawn Davies MW on Instagram, and I'm always at the Whisky Exchange, so you can always find me here in the shops and at the shows.
We love you so much. Thanks for coming on.
I love you.
Come back anytime.
You're my favorite.
I love y'all.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Caviar and Chips. Please like, subscribe, follow. Definitely find Dawn if you are in London or are looking for a special product. Whisky Exchange is your spot. And if you ever just want to know which kind of champagne to buy, Dawn is also your gal.